what we're going to do is we're going to take and distribute our first binomial factor to the second, again, which is just the FOIL process. The product of our first is 3x times 5x, or 15x squared. The outer products is 3x times negative 3, or minus 9x. And we move to the inner products is 1 times 5x is a plus 5x. And then our last products, 1 times a negative 3 is a minus 3. We can simply combine straight down the vertical columns that I set up here of like terms. So 15x squared, we get a minus 4x, and we get a minus 3. And so this would be our expanded form. Okay. When you're expanding a binomial cube, this is the one that has the pattern of 1, 3, 3, 1. And so remember, this is derived from Pascal's triangle. You can recreate that by adding the numbers to consecutive numbers and placing the sum below in the gap beneath them. And you get the 1, 3, 3, 1 pattern if you don't remember it. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your first term, starting from left to right, to the highest power 3, and you're going to reduce the power each individual term. Okay, moving from right to left, you're going to take the second term, including its sign, and you're going to write it to the highest power 3, and then you reduce the power by 1 as you move to the left. And then you just simplify what you have. In this case, I gave you real easy numbers to work with. There's not a whole lot of manipulating here. So you have 1x cubed. Here we square the x, so we get plus 3x squared. Here we square the 1, which doesn't affect anything. We get a plus 3x. And here we cube the 1, which again still remains 1 times 1, which gives us our plus 1. And so this would be our expanded form for this second problem. Right, and then our final problem is a complicated problem unless you can see the patterns, and then it becomes an easy problem. Okay? So what you look at here, when you have to expand this out, let's go ahead and just combine these two first degree binomials. Okay? When we look at those, we have 2x minus y and 2x plus y. This fits the pattern of sum and difference of terms. So the outer and inner products will be exact opposites, therefore they'll cancel out. So what you're left with is just your first term squared, 2x, minus your second term squared y, which gives you 2 squared x squared minus y squared. So these two binomial factors can expand into this single binomial factor. And so if we just drop the second binomial down, or the last binomial down, what you see here is it again fits that exact same pattern, right? We have the same two terms separated by a minus and a plus. So this is the sum and difference of terms. So it's going to fit into that exact same pattern that we just saw here. We're going to take the first term, which is 4x squared. We're going to square that. And we're going to subtract the second term, which is y squared, and square that. So if it's the same pattern twice, we just simplify what we have here. Square the 4, square the x squared. When you take a power to a power, you do what with the powers? Multiply. In this case, it doesn't matter whether you multiply or add, but the rule is you multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, minus y squared squared. When you take a power to a power, you multiply. And so you get your simplified form, 16x to the 4th minus y to the 4th.